TFUEL. Now, TFUEL pays for all the transactions on all of the Theta blockchain. TFUEL or Theta Fuel has real potential because we've seen significant growth with Theta over the past few years. This is a heavily used chain. The introduction of things like Theta TV when they first got going, the partnerships that they've had, shows how strong this is as a project. The entertainment industry is taking notice of Theta. So if they can show significant growth over this year, I think TFUEL can hit a new high. Before I get into any of that though, guys, if you're new here, you don't know what the spreadsheet is, these are the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. When I did the videos, I showed myself buying up all of these coins, and if you'd have done the same, popped $100 into each of them when I released the videos, sat on them for 16 months and then sold them, your total profit in under a year and a half would have been over 123 grand. That's nearly a house in under a year and a half. Now, we don't have a year and a half. You don't have a year and a half to get your portfolio sorted before this bull cycle goes full flow. As of right now, altcoin season hasn't kicked off. If you have rubbish in your portfolio, now's the time to do something about it. If you head over to copymycrypto.com, on the site, you will see what the members of this site have earned. Now, copymycrypto.com is where I share my entire portfolio. Anytime I add to my portfolio with a new coin, I tell my members what coin and what price I'm buying that coin at. Whenever I sell, I do the same thing. So my members get in on cryptos at the same price and get out of cryptos at the same price. So they make the same profit without having to do any work at all. And again, on the site, you'll see the profits the members have made. You'll see the successes they've had. And this year is going to be no different. So if you do not have a portfolio sorted out, now is the time to do it. Read the site, because I have no doubt you'll realize it can help you out, guys. Now, Theta. So we'll talk about Theta so that we can talk about TFUEL, right? Theta is the layer 1 blockchain for decentralized infrastructure for video, AI, and entertainment use cases. It's a dual network that has two complementary subsystems. One is the Theta blockchain, the other is the Theta Edge network. Now, the Theta proof of stake blockchain provides payment, rewards, staking, and smart contract capabilities, but Edge network is responsible for the compute, storage, and delivery of video streams, AI tasks, and other scientific simulation and financial modeling use cases. Now, realistically, where they've thrived has been the storage and delivery of video streams. That has been of huge interest to a lot of people. And the Edge network have also got Theta Edge Cloud, which is the first hybrid cloud computing built on a fully distributed architecture. This is launched in 2024. And their Web3 infrastructure enables media companies to drive revenues, user engagement, and new Web3 business models through the Theta Video API and Theta Web3 Theta and turnkey decentralized video API. What it means is basically, dude, you can get paid effectively in Theta Fuel for helping with streams. Now, Theta TV is now shut down, as I understand it, or is going to be soon. But you can share your CPU, GPU for all AI and video workloads, and that's how you earn your TFUEL. If you want to do a transaction on top of the Theta blockchain, the payment is in Theta Fuel. And I'm really bullish on this because we actually are seeing like a lot of we've seen a lot of activity within Theta. So if we go to Chain Explorers, hopefully we can show you that. So as you can see, so on the Theta main chain, just the 24-hour volume has been nearly 33 million. For Theta, there's been nearly 5.6 million for TFUEL. TFUEL staked and locked is nearly 40%. So what that actually means is there's only, I say only loosely, but there is less than 4 billion of the tokens actually in circulation. The daily activity in terms of wallets, it shows you've got daily active wallets of 12,700. You've got over nearly 3.5 million in on-chain wallets. And as you can see, transactions occurring regularly, Coinbase being there. But if you actually take a look, as you will see, Tfuel or Theta Fuel isn't actually on Coinbase. It's on Binance, it's on Gates and all of them, but it isn't actually on Coinbase. So there's a potential here for a big old bounce for Theta Fuel if it gets listed. Now don't forget, Theta Fuel ended up doing really well in the last bull cycle, ran all the way up to nearly 60, a little over 60 cents, actually 68 cents in the last bull cycle. And at points prior to the bull cycle, you know, it was 1/10 of a cent or 2/10 of a cent. So that's very good gains, like 300x from that level. Nearly 340x. 340x. And why is that? Well, Theta really grew. I mean, they really grew. They got partnerships with the World Poker Tour. They work with American Idol. And their advisors are massive. They also work with Sony. But their advisors are huge as well. They've got on board on the Theta team is one of the founders of YouTube. Another one is one of the founders of Twitch. Two massive streaming services, effectively. And what Theta can do is disrupt this entire industry. One of the biggest outlays for companies like Twitch and companies like YouTube are the infrastructure for the website, like the cost of the site being able to stream and people being able to view videos is enormous. And that would be offset because what Theta did and what they created was effectively a decentralized infrastructure where you share your bandwidth, and for sharing your bandwidth, you're rewarded in TFUEL. And if you think about like how big streaming services are right now, we've got Amazon, we've got Now TV, we've got, I don't know, Netflix. There's absolutely loads of them. If they can figure out a way to minimize their costs in some form of reward, like you share your bandwidth and we will reward you with a Netflix token or something, but they can build a top of Theta blockchain. And the potential here is huge. Like you're talking about saving like massive companies millions and millions and millions of pounds a year. There's a really strong project here. Like there's an actual use case for industries that are not crypto specific, and they're continuing to add to what they're building. You know, they've got the Edge Cloud. That's their next gen edge network. They're going to deploy the first hybrid cloud computing platform built on distributed architecture. They're going to have jobs and payload marketplace. They're going to optimize, create the optimization of jobs, supply and demand. That's all going to be for 2025. As of right now, Edge Cloud Next Gen Edge Network Release 2 is coming, along with the Theta Web3 Theta, which is going to be integrated into Theta Drop and partner platforms. And again, the partners are pretty good. So realistically, this is one that has like really strong potential. Don't forget their video tech partners are like, some of them are well known. You Shout Factory, Fail Army, Con TV, World Poker Tour, G Fuel, Cinedyne, I want to say, Pet Collective. Some of these are well known. Like World Poker Tour is very well known. I used to watch World Poker Tour when I was a kid. Still watch it now. Less so, obviously, but yeah. And since launching, you know, the Theta's got a patent, so no one can utilize the same technology without breaking patent law. They've got their media partners are big names like Katy Perry, like Galaxy, Sony. You know, again, NASA. If Katy Perry threw out, you know, a promotion for Theta, what would it do? It would absolutely rock it. And I still think Theta Fuel can still rock it, because I think we're going to see tons more entertainment companies that want to utilize Theta, and as a result, everything that occurs will go through Theta Fuel. And Theta Fuel, I honestly think can get to $1. I actually think that is very, very possible this year, especially if it listed on Coinbase and got that Coinbase bounce. The main thing is going to be fundamentally how much usage is Theta getting. That's the biggest thing. If Theta really grows, because TFUEL at the moment, the volume is terrible. You know, when you look at the market cap, the volume's 1% of the overall market cap. So the volume's really bad. But it is still being heavily used across the network. So, and as you see a huge surge in development, and as you see partners added, people are going to want to play around on the Theta network, and to do that they are going to have to buy a bunch of TFUEL to do that. So when the excitement for Theta comes, TFUEL will probably pump larger than Theta itself, because if anyone wants to play and have a mess around on the Theta blockchain, they don't need Theta, they need TFUEL. So the demand is for TFUEL, and I can see this potentially running up to $1 with a couple of good partnerships and some solid network usage, some increase in the network usage. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. And guys, if you want to make the same profits as me in this bull cycle, if you want to actually make sure you've got the right coins in your portfolio, head over to copymycrypto.com. That's the site I run where I share my entire portfolio with my members. I let them know what coins I own. When I buy a coin, I tell them at what price I'm going to buy it at. When I sell, I do the same thing. I tell them what coin I'm going to sell and at what price. So there's no work for my members. They make the exact same profit. If you go onto the site, you'll see the profits my members have made. You'll see the things that have happened in the past, the successes that they've had. And this year is going to be exactly the same. Again, we're already in a bull cycle. There are a couple months before this market's really going to rip. So if you don't have your portfolio sorted, time is of the essence. Getting it done sooner rather than later is vital. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on tons and tons and tons of profits, guys. So have a read of copymycrypto.com, see the successes, and maybe try the service out, guys. And that's it from me. Have a good day. Bye-bye.